Today we're going to be looking at two different artworks from two vastly different time periods.
To start off, we'll be examining The Scream of Nature, which was done in 1893 by Edvard Munch.
The first noticeable thing that really captures the viewer's attention is all the different colors and the wavy lines.
Right, and it really exemplifies what the figure might be feeling at that moment. It's almost like all the waves are moving through him in a sense which is causing him agonizing pain.
And to better understand this painting, we'll talk a little bit more about the background of this work and how the artist got the idea for this painting.
Right, so the artist left a note to go along with the painting, and it goes, "One evening I was walking along a path. The city was on one side and the ford below. I felt tired and ill. I stopped and looked around over the ford. The sun was setting and the clouds turning blood red. I sensed a scream passing through nature. It seemed to me that I heard the scream. I painted this picture, painted the clouds as actual blood. The colors shrieked. This became the scream."
With that note, we can understand why he picked those colors and why he chose to paint the wavy lines in his artwork.
In the background, we can see two people walking away in that direction, which creates that feeling of isolation and fear the artist talks about.
But what was the artist trying to get across?
The meaning of Edvard Munch's 1893 art painting The Scream of Nature is that scream is above all a sound and an auditory sensation, and it allows you to be able to almost imagine a man screaming when you look at the painting.
And it's also interesting to know that he painted 4 different versions of the scream, each with a different color scheme.
Yeah, and actually one of them sold at auction for $120 million.
Next, we will be talking about Michelangelo's David, which was finished in 1504.
This sculpture was originally started by an artist called Agostino de Duccio in 1501. He only got as far as beginning to shape the legs, feet, and the torso, but for reasons unknown, his association with the project ceased.
So as most of us know, David is a biblical character of the Old Testament who fought and defeated against all odds this awful giant known as Goliath.
And this David was depicted awaiting the arrival of Goliath, unlike his counterparts who were depicted after the victory. David's character traits are considered more important than his victory over Goliath, which is why Michelangelo depicted him before the battle, strong-willed and ready to fight.
And one interesting thing to note is that the sculpture standing at 17 feet tall is also a representation of how immense David's faith was in God.
And it was at that moment that David felt like he could do almost anything.
When the statue of David was placed on the square in front of the city hall, the people of Firenze immediately identified with him because of the national state of Italy was very young and was surrounded by enemies that were much stronger and more numerous than them. So it became a symbol representing fortezza and ira, meaning strength and anger.
In 1873, the statue of David was removed from the piazza to protect it from damage. It is now displayed in the Accademia Gallery in Florence. A replica was placed in the Piazza della Signoria in 1910. Man, I'm so glad that we're done with this.
Dude, you're still recording.
Oh, what? Well, this is awkward. Okay. Glad you were able to watch with us 4 pointless minutes of your life. Not much more to say, I guess.
The end.